tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Hi, it's been a long time since I made a video for Dhamma Trips for IG, I guess. And I want to just start off with one of these questions I got. It's always good to start off with questions, then I know it's kind of like a requirement from people to know an answer, yeah? So it naturally flows through. Let's see, this is a bit of a long question, but I'll just read it out. And I think it's also an important question, so let's see how it goes. 1 second, let me turn on airplane mode to get away any distractions. Nice. I know we offer flower, food, robes and everything. Say we go to a temple and we automatically offer these things as to show respect towards the Buddha. Since childhood we were taught to do that. And even today we do it. But at the same time, I feel we are not expecting things by offering these things. It could be a good deed or something. Even if we do not think of it as that, we do it as a habit. I think to myself, we are not expecting something in return. I'm not saying we are doing it for the expectations, but if we consider Pratipatti Puja and Amisa Puja, why are we not more towards practical things? Say we can help offer food to people or animals. For the past years, I made sure to take blessings and then put my money towards feeding someone. I use them little money on practical things. Is it bad to think of that way? This is something I always wondered, and I'm really too afraid to ask from a monk or anyone since they get easily offended. I don't really mean it that way. I want to know what your perception on this is. I've seen many posts regarding to these offerings in many temples, and that is what made me ask this question. I sometimes think, is it even a sin to think of something like this? What exactly is the point of offering things? Flowers, oil, lamp, incense? We do it out of habit. But what about food and pin? I don't understand it. We respect Buddha. Anyhow, we follow his teachings. We try to understand his teachings every day, at least for me. What is your point of view on this? Thank you for the question. It's a very important question, and it's a question I actually get from time to time from people. So let me break down this question into a more accessible way for you. One part of the question is, I get money up to a certain extent and I want to, give. I want to do dane with this up to a certain extent. Is it wrong of me to want to give this money to people who I need? Maybe animals, maybe people who don't have food. What's the problem in giving these beings, these people, rather than necessarily giving to a temple who is getting enough and more food probably from the local community? Yeah, so more or less this is the question. The answer to this would be, what matters here is our intention. Intention is truly the most fascinating thing in this world. I think intention is the most fascinating thing. Why? Because it's hidden. It's a dimension which cannot be accessed from the physical. Yet it is something very real. Let me give you an example. Say a person wants to become a doctor. Yeah, I always like this example because most of us thinks it's a noble thing. Yeah, I mean, more or less the general population believes it to be something of a noble thing when a person wants to pursue maybe medicine. It is a hard task for sure, and the intention is to help people, right? Or is it? So it's interesting because the action is becoming a doctor, yeah? But what is their true intention? Why really is a person doing this? This is the dimension which is somewhat hidden from us. So if you want to be a doctor, maybe it is for social status. Of course, there's a lot of social status when it comes to a person like a doctor. So are they really doing it to help people, or are they doing it for the social status? Another one would be to earn a lot of money. Yeah, when you go up and up and up this ladder, you can earn a lot of money. So is the intention to earn money? And of course the other pure intention, I guess relatively pure intention, is to help beings in the best way possible. So even though you believe everyone should be like out there to help people, it's very difficult to say. Yeah, there might be individuals who do not have such a pure intention, and this is the same with each and every profession, I believe, up to a big extent. It's difficult, to say an occupation like a butcher or someone is out there to help people, but intention really matters. Even when you let's take a straight out cold-blooded murderer who murders out of anger and out of hate, and say there's someone in the army who kind of goes to kill. Yeah, so is this the same amount of karma which is generated when one person's intention is, I'm going to protect my country no matter what, and then he still kills. Yeah, it's still akusal, it's still a neg. But compared to that, for a person who kills out of pure anger and maybe jealousy, there is a difference. There is definitely a difference in the karma which is generated. I'm going to move back this same example back to the path related one also. If a person is offering offering food, offering anything towards a monk, or they are offering things to maybe poor people in need. Here again, what really matters is their intention. Yeah, if there's no intention, I'm just doing it because these people are in need. Yeah, that's one thing. If you're doing it, I'm doing this so I can really pass my A-levels in the best way possible. I'm doing this because I want to increase in pin. Yeah, I want to get more and more pin, more and more merit. Then when your intention is towards something worldly, whether or not you worship towards a poor person, or whether or not you worship towards a monk, well, you get it either way. Yeah, the reason but say for a person on the path, okay, say for a person on the path, they offer a person who wants to go on the path to Nibbana, they offer it to whom? They offer it to, say, a poor person, and their intention is, from this, the merit I get, may I be able to grow in wisdom, may I be able to be free from my dukkha, and may I be able to attain Nibbana. Say, may I be able to understand the Buddha's teaching. Say it's an intention like this. Yeah. Of course, when you do it purely with that intention and you give to a poor person, yeah, still we call this one kusala and not pina. Merit, what pina does is, it gives you you collect good karma, and with this karma, the hetua, from the cause of this good karma, the resultant is maybe easier, simpler life where you get in abundance and all of that, yeah. But kusalaya is different. Kusalaya is when you have the intention of Nibbana. From that hetua, the phala is wisdom. You get prajnava, wisdom for you to understand saddharma, for you to understand your mind, for you to understand life, and for you to see through it, and eventually be free from all suffering when you attain Nibbana. So one thing is pina and the other thing is kusalaya. Two different things. Nothing is wrong with pina, but pina is also hetua for existence. And what Lord Buddha says is, there is no point in any existence. There is no existence in the human realm which is to be taken as valuable. Not only the human realm, any existence, yeah, whether it's a heavenly realm, heavens, he talked of 31 dimensions. He said there are multiple dimensions of heavens, Deva realms, Brahma realms, all of these, not for a second you can take as valuable. They are pointless existing. There is an element of dukkha which surpasses the adinava of it, the danger of it, surpasses the ashvada aspect, that is the positive or the pleasure aspect, and no place in these 31 dimensions are good to be. The best thing is to attain Nibbana. Lokema asarai, nivanama sarai. Lokema anathai, nivanama nathai. Anyway, that is the core message. So, when you want to go on the path to Nibbana, when you make the hetu, when you make the causes by doing good deeds with the intention of Nibbana, what really increases eventually is your prajnava. Okay, that's not to say Pina won't help you in this process, yeah? Pina will also help. Anyway, moving back to the same question. What I wanted to say is, when your intention is to go on the path, when your intention to go on the path is, wow, it's very loud. When your intention to go on the path, when your intention is to go on the path, giving to a poor person, there's something called anantara samanantara galapen ekak, like when giving to a poor person and when giving to another person who is on the path, the kusalaya which is generated when you give wholeheartedly to the person who is on the path is more. It's something like this, okay? You really want to, say, learn physics. You really want to learn physics, okay? So you go and invest in a center which researches in physics, where you can learn physics. So you put your investment in this physics center. Yeah, that makes more sense than you putting your investment in a commerce center, in a place which studies business, because your interest is in physics. Yeah, so when you put your investment in where it's physics, that is directly related to where you are also trying to go. So that's the thing. Yeah. So there is still pina whether you give to a monk or whether you give to the sasane or whether you give to a poor person. There is kusale also. But the amount which is generated is more when you give to a person on the path or to a monk, because these elements are made for the path. I hope that is clear. Another thing is, what's the point of offering flowers, lighting oil lamps? Are these like cultural things? Are we doing these out of habit? Is there any point in them? I would say, if there is no intention there, then yes, it is pointless. Yeah? Of course, I think there's a certain level of relaxation which comes when you light a lamp and you are within that samadhi and you are in that moment. I would say there's a slight level of relaxation which is there. I mean, I personally experienced it even when you offer flowers. Especially, okay, so this is where obviously the intention comes, when you do it with that intention, yeah? Something which is important to notice, another thing is, why are we worshipping statues? Why are we giving statues? Here, our intention is not that it's a statue, like when we give it to Lord Buddha, when we give an offering to Lord Buddha, we give that offering really believing that it is Lord Buddha who is there, yeah, not the statue. So when we give Buddha Pujavak karanakota, that is also with the intention that we are giving it to Lord Buddha. So our intention is like we are offering him. So that way you are imagining, you are visualizing that it's him who is actually there. What you're doing by this is, you are accessing an energy line which is there. I mean, if you go to Ruambalisai or this place of worship, you would notice this very potent kind of samadhi, this really potent kind of peace. Yeah, so that is somewhat you are accessing this Buddha energy. You are feeling that energy up to a certain extent. So this is the energy of the Buddha. It's not a universal energy. This is the energy which takes you out of suffering. So when you, with the purest intention, offer flowers, offer light, offer incense to the Buddha, you are giving it to that energy, and it's really potent. But your intention must be there. If your intention is not there, then you don't really give. I mean, then it's really kind of no point, Then you are right. Then it is done out of habit. So intention changes the whole game. Yeah. So that is the message I wanted to say. So good luck with everything. Have a nice day. Teruvan Saranai.